So in this video, I'm going to tell you the 3 best bicep curl variations that got me to 17-inch arms. Variation number 1 is incline curls. These are a great exercise. They've been around for a long time and they're really good because they give you a good weighted stretch. You can also perform them at multiple angles, and since your arms are behind the body, they're really good for biasing the long head of the biceps. And on top of that, they'll also bias the proximal region of your biceps, meaning the one that's closer to the shoulder. There are multiple variations of this exercise. You can experiment with multiple different angles or dumbbells or cables. It really depends on you. My personal favorite at the moment is the 30-degree incline version because it's more length and biased, and it also allows you to get more out of less weight. I've also tried 60 degrees and 45 degrees too, and they also feel pretty good. I've managed to work up to about 50 pounds for 4 reps on the 30-degree incline version. It's also possible to do this with your body weight, in the form of pelican curls with the gymnastic rings. Now people do tear their biceps on this, so you got to be careful. You got to ease into it with a slightly higher angle, but yeah, I wouldn't really recommend this variation unless you have no other option. You also see people in street workout doing the festo, and their biceps are obviously pretty huge. Variation number 2 are preacher curls. Preacher curls are one of the best bicep exercises of all time. They're very stable, they're length and biased, and they also bias the short head of the biceps because you have shoulder flexion, and they also bias the distal region of the biceps, meaning the one that's closer to your elbow over here. And no, they are not dangerous for naturals. If you slowly ease into it using lighter weight, you will not get injured. And obviously don't do 1 rep maxes or 3 rep maxes on this exercise. Okay, try to keep the reps above 4 and control the negative, especially if you're going with heavy weight. Just like with the incline curl, there are a bunch of different variations that you can choose from. I've tried the 45-degree version, the 60-degree version, and both of these are most optimal because they are hardest at the bottom, towards the bottom. You can try keeping the bench a bit more upright, but I wouldn't really say that's optimal because you sort of lose the special benefit of preacher curls, which is the length and bias. Now I personally prefer doing these with dumbbells because the alignment is better, and you also get maximum force production because you're doing one arm at a time. So it's really good for guys who have pain while doing straight bar or easy bar like me. You can also do them using machines and cables too, but make sure that the machine that you're using is hardest at the bottom. Another variation that I really like, and I used to do a lot, is the flat bench preacher curl. You definitely got to ease into this. It's definitely an extreme range of motion, but yeah, I've built up to about 22 kilograms on this exercise for a couple of reps, but I started light. Okay, you can't just jump straight into it and go heavy. Okay, once you get good at it, it's really good at strengthening the tendons at the bottom range of motion. So when you go back to regular preacher curls, they'll be even easier with the same weight. The third variation is some sort of mid-range biased curl. The mid-range is very productive for the biceps, so you shouldn't skip out on it, and it's also really good for complementing the preacher curls and the incline curls that you're going to be doing. Some of the best variations that you can choose from are regular barbell curls, strict curls, dumbbell curls, cable curls, lying cable curls. That's a really good one. I feel like you should try it once you're pretty strong on regular cable curls. And also incorporating some sort of hammer curl is also very important. I'd say at least 1 hammer curl variation in your program is important because of the brachialis bias, and plus regular hammer curls still hit the biceps, so you should still do them. Now let's come to the programming. I like to do 2 bicep exercises per arm day, so 1 main lift and 1 secondary lift. So the main lift is usually an incline curl or a preacher curl, and the secondary lift is some sort of mid-range biased curl like a hammer curl or some sort of cable curl. You only need to do about 2 to 3 sets of each exercise, and on the primary exercise you can go a bit heavy, and on the secondary exercise I'd recommend going a bit lighter. So On the first exercise 4 to 6 reps, 6 to 8 reps. On the second exercise 8 to 10, and maybe 10 to 12. You got to look at these lifts as movement patterns rather than standalone exercises. So getting good at the incline curl movement pattern, or any curl where your arms extend beyond your body, is very very important. Doesn't matter if you're doing a 30-degree incline curl or a 60-degree incline curl, just get strong at that shoulder extended variation. And the same thing applies with preacher curls. If you strengthen your biceps in multiple different angles with multiple different resistance profiles, you'll overall see very very good growth. And that's pretty much how I got such quick growth in the past 2 years. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Let me know in the comments what your favorite bicep exercises are. So yeah, see ya.